Welcome back to Get Down to Business, and joining us today is Robertson, a true inspiration. Not only did he excel as a professional football player for the Baltimore Ravens, he's also a successful financial services leader and now a published author. In his new book, Persevering Through Purpose, Rob shares his incredibly moving story of overcoming adversity, candidly discusses the profound impact of losing his mother at a young age and how he found strength and purpose through football, the unwavering love of his grandmother. This is not just a sports story. Powerful narrative about resilience, hope, and the transformative power of pursuing your dreams. Welcome to the show, Rob.
Hey, thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
Oh my gosh, Rob, your book is an inspiration. Your book delves into the profound impact of losing your mother at a young age. I'm so sorry. Can you share how this loss shaped your character and your journey?
Yeah, I mean, listen, in football, there's this thing called sudden change, and that was a sudden change in my life that I had to adapt to. But, in my book, I talk about the angels along my journey that helped lift me, helped, guide me, helped restore me, if you will. And that's what persevering through purpose is all about. I had to persevere through that situation, but it was my purpose. And I'm glad to be, sitting here and being able to talk to you and share that story with others.
Absolutely. And you transitioned from the NFL to a successful career in finance. What key skills and qualities developed from your football career that have proven invaluable in the business world?
Is that a trick question?
No.
I'll say, football taught you resilience. Football taught you teamwork. Football taught you tenacity, perseverance. And, all of those characteristics I've had to embody in corporate America, whether it's collaborating, building teams. I love leading leaders, and football taught me just that, leading when you're going through the ebbs and flows, the highs and lows of winning games, or quite frankly, losing a game, the agony of defeat, and how are you going to bounce back when you lose a game and you got to get prepared for that next week. I've been able to, embody and channel a lot of that in corporate America, and it's worked for me.
That's amazing. And as a leader in the financial services industry, how do you incorporate your values of resilience and service into your professional life?
That's a great question. So I'd like to, share, an acronym that I've used and leveraged, that's worked for me. And it's been a part of my leadership mantra. And it may sound corny, but it's CPR. You think about CPR, you think about breath, breathing, and quite frankly, it's breathing life in the community, breathing life in the organization. The C for me that I've channeled is culture. And that's, building a culture of caring, letting the team know that you care. People don't care what you know until they know that you care. The P for me has been people, attracting the right people, surrounding myself with the right people. I don't want to be the smartest guy in the room. I want to be around people that know more than me, that can help me grow and challenge me and challenge the status quo. And I believe if you have great culture, if you surround yourself with great people, that leads to the R, which is relationships. And you got to continue to nourish and build on those relationships. And it's amazing what people will do for you when you have great culture, surround yourself with great people, and you nourish and you channel those relationships. People run through a wall for you. And that seemed to have worked for me. And I'm going to continue to focus on that leadership mantra.
I'm chatting with NFL veteran, financial services leader, and published author Rob Robertson of a new book, Persevering Through Purpose. It is incredibly inspiring, and we'll link in the show notes to make sure our listeners can find the book. But Rob, beyond your professional achievements, you're actively involved in giving back to the community. Why is community service such an important part of your life?
The great Martin Luther King has a quote that he says that, not everyone can be famous, but everyone can be great, because greatness is determined by service. And man, I try to embody that. A lot of times I look at, I have two kids, and I look at some of, my kids and others, and everybody's got so focused on social media and cell phones and look at me, where I realize as I've gotten, in my older life that, it's really about service and what you could do for others. And so I try to embody my wife, my family. We want to leave people better than we found them. We can help someone. We can be kind. We can help create an opportunity that allows someone to feel good about themselves. That's what I want to do. And so, I'll share a quick story that got me to that. Even coming out of football, I remember doing my pro day. I was having all of the executives and player personnel at my college, and first thing I wanted to do was put in my highlight tape. I wanted to show them what I could do, and I'll never forget player personnel John Wooten, who was at the Eagles at the time, hit the eject button and threw the tape back to me and said, "Rob, we're not here because we want to see your highlights. We know you can play. That's why we're here." He asked me this question. He said, "What are your lowlights? What are the things that you don't do so well?" And I've learned over the years and during my journey that it's in those lowlights that create the highlight reel in life. It's in those lowlights that build the character, the resilience. And so, yeah, I mean, that's what I try to encompass and tell people. You know what? You're going to fall. You're going to get knocked down. But it's in those lowlights. Nick Saban says, learn from a loss, learn from a failure. It's in those lowlights that create those highlights, those testimonies for you.
Rob, I want to make sure our listeners can find your book and get in touch with you. It's quite the inspiration. How can they do that?
They can go on Amazon, search Persevering Through Purpose, Rob Robertson. It's on Amazon. It's in a hardcover. It's in a paperback, and it's electronic. So whatever you want, you can get it right there on Amazon, and it'll come right to you.
Absolutely. Rob Robertson, you are such an inspiration. We'll link in our show notes, and I can't wait to talk to you again real soon. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Get Down to Business. We'll be right back.